Hey, what's up? This your boy Pimpin Ken in the Hip-Hop Fraternity, and we just jumped out the porch with Dirty Glove Bastard. HHF!
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 There you have it.
Pull up new Porch to the trap, boy. Smoking those out, it look like ass.
All right, y'all. We got the legendary Pimpin Ken jumping off the porch with us, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. What's up, bro? How you feeling?
Oh man, you know ain't nothing but airplanes and white bitches.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Always hitting us with that dope vernacular, man. It's an honor to have you on the porch, man. You know, being from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. You know what I'm saying, and always, you know, moving around the country and always representing from the mill and letting people know just that it's real people in the mill, that it's a real vibe, real culture, you know what I'm saying, in our city. So
Absolutely.
It's an honor to have you on the porch to be able to, you know, kick some of that game with you.
Well, you know, the thing about Milwaukee, man, what people don't understand is I done said Milwaukee probably about at least 20 million times on different albums. You know, I think Lil Jon let me say it probably about total about 10 million. And I just said it on 50. Every album I've ever been in, every major album I've ever been in. And since we're talking about album, me and Rico had a conversation about 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna say something I never said because I'm the type of person I don't like to be arrogant. You know, I like to be down to earth. You know, like I said, if you ain't humble, you'll crumble. Okay. Well, you know, me and Lil Jon, you know, that was about, some of them went 5 plaques, the other ones 2 plaques, fit with the UGK. The UGK album, that was double plaque. You know, I got a gold plaque with Mac 10. I got 2 platinum plaques with Too Short. I got a gold plaque with E40. I got a platinum plaque with Jermaine Dupri, a platinum plaque with Puffy and Loom. You know, so I got more plaques than some artists got hanging on the wall. And a lot of people don't even know that. Yeah. You know, they don't know how entrenched I am in the hip hop community. You know, I done deal with a lot of people in hip hop. You know, I done been on 40 million records sold. So, you know what I mean? When people, you know, when they think about Pimpin Ken, what I want them to think about is how many plaques I got. I got so more plaques than your favorite artist.
I mean, you really, you know, like was able to like show people that you don't just have to be just a rapper to be able to be a huge part and a huge staple in the hip hop culture. You know what I'm saying?
No, you just gotta have motivation and inspiration. You know what I'm saying? You got to drop them excuses and pick up a purpose. You know, and that's what life is all about, man. You know what I'm saying? Know your net worth. You know what I'm saying? Understand who you are. And so what I do, man, is I just set a goal, and once I set that goal, I get some affirmations, and I say it over and over and over again until it comes to fruition, until I actually make a manifestation of that goal. So that's why I always say I'm going from the ghetto streets to the executive suites, from the ghetto blocks to the Wall Street, start from the sewer to the entrepreneur. You know, before I ever did an album, I told everybody I was gonna be the intro and outro man for all rappers all over the country. You know, 10 years later, you know, I done been on all these records, and you know, I done worked with all these people. So, you know, you're right, you don't have to be a rapper. You don't have to be in a specific space, you know, in order to do things. You know, I mean, think about the Wright brothers when they decided they was gonna, you know, build a plane. You know, think about the guy who said he was gonna have a submarine. You know, think about the guy who said, you know, he was gonna have a bus, or, you know, who was gonna build a skyscraper. Yeah. Now think about the Egyptians who built the Great Pyramids. You know, so people, man, your mind is a powerful tool. I always tell people put their hand on their head because, you know, this is a bad joint right here.
Yeah, it's about being forward thinking. You know what I'm saying? That's a powerful thing right there.
Yes, sir.
You know, it's funny because, like I said, man, you know, you would be on all these intros on these albums, and me living in different cities and telling people about Milwaukee, and you would come on there, this Pimpin Ken, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, like I would play that, would just represent that so hard, you know what I'm saying? Because you really just showed people that, like I said, we really had like a dope culture like in the city, and that it was more than, you know, people look at us for, you know, they associate us with
beer,
the Packers
cheese.
and cheese and, you know what I'm saying, beer, all that, yeah, exactly.
But you know what though, Spitty, the crazy thing about it, right, is when I first got national exposure, you know, it was like, you know, everybody I ever talked to, they always like, I'm from Chicago. They'd be from Milwaukee. I'm from Chicago, I'm from Chicago. And I said, man, I'm not going to be a phony. I'm not going to say I'm from Chicago, even though I was born in Chicago. I got my game from Milwaukee, so I just started making a concerted effort to say I'm from Milwaukee. I just kept saying I'm from Milwaukee, from Milwaukee. And then, you know, people started coming from all over the world. They came to my players' balls. All the players I mean, you name them, the greatest players of all time, you know, came to Milwaukee just to kick it with us. You know what I'm saying? Because we were just that real. And by me saying Milwaukee, people like, man, if Ken is from Milwaukee, he talking slick as he talk, I wonder what's else going on in Milwaukee. And then, you know, we got Cuckoo Cal, you know what I'm saying? We got Baby Drew, you know what I'm saying? We got Supreme, we got Drees, you know what I'm saying? Me, you know, we got out of here Dre. We got a whole bunch of talent there. You know, we got, you know, Tony Neal, Core DJs, that's from Milwaukee. Man, I could just go on. Rico Love from Milwaukee.
So many legends, yeah.
The Kia, she's from Milwaukee.
Yeah,
so you know what I'm saying? You know, once we embrace the city and we start saying that we from, shout out to my girl H2O and my man Boogie Man. You know what I'm saying? I see them over in the background. You know, I got to give them a big shout out. You know, that's my family. HHL.
HHL.
Milwaukee.
Yo, so speaking of Milwaukee, like, let's take it back there, bro. Can you tell us, like, when did you jump off the porch? And can you tell us?
Talking about when I got in the game?
Yeah, when you got in the game, like, when did you jump off the porch?
Well, man, you know, like I said, you know, in other interviews, you know, my first encounter in the game, you know, I was like 6 years old, you know, and I used to go to this place called Jews in Chicago, and me and my brother, we used to cut the flowers out of the yards and put them in a little box and tell the people that we were selling the flowers for the church. Excuse me, Jesus. I know I'm going to hell, but I got to be true. So we would sell these flowers, and we would make a lot of money. So my brother, then we went from that to start stealing a perfume out of Walgreens. You know what I'm saying? Me and my brother, we would sell that perfume for $5 or $6, and we'd go up and down Madison Avenue, which is in Chicago. It's the west side, and we would hustle. Right. And then, you know, I got into other serious things, you know what I'm saying? I started jumping counters and started snatching jewelry, you know. I started, I even tried to hustle a little bit. That was my thing. I ain't good for selling drugs because I didn't like dealing with dope fiends. No disrespect to dope fiends. I just don't like dealing with people playing games with me. So the dope game never worked for me. You know what I'm saying? Then, you know, I ended up in reformatory school. You know, the first time I went to jail on major consequence was in Chicago. You know, I went to the Cook County Jail for attempted murder. You know what I'm saying? Me and my brother Collie, my oldest brother, and you know what I'm saying? We ended up beating that case. Then my mama moved us to Milwaukee.
You was in Cook County as a minor?
Huh? Yeah. I was there as a minor. I shouldn't have never been there. I should have been in the Audi home or St. Charles, but they put me in a jail with grown men, but I was so shy because my daddy was a player. He gave me a lot of game, so I was able to spit game, and a lot of people weren't used to, you know, game on that level, you know, coming from a little 14-year-old kid. Then I ended up going to Milwaukee, caught a little a forgery case, you know what I'm saying? Got my first Fed case. And then when I came out of that situation, I got with the pimping. You know, my partner, JD, Father Vine, made, you know, one of my best partners, you know what I'm saying? He gave me my first girl. Her name was Dirty Red, you know what I'm saying? And she gave me the game, and she gave me a lot of money. And then, you know, all the older guys, they liked me, you know what I'm saying?
Can you talk about some of the streets that you was, when you got to Milwaukee, like what were some of the streets? What were some of the neighborhoods?
I'm East Side, man.
Okay.
East Side?
Okay.
I'm East Side.
Yeah.
I'm East Side. I'm not an East Side gangster, but I roll with them.
Okay, okay.
You know what I'm saying? I roll with the East Side gangsters. Everybody know that. The whole town know that. You know, we put a lot of pressure on niggas up there. They know about that East Side. You know what I'm saying?
Milwaukee heavy in gang culture too. You know?
Yeah, I mean the 2-4s, the 1-9s, all of them, the
yeah,
Burlight Zeus, all of them. They know that we was the money crew.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We had the best pimps, the best hustlers, the best everything. The East Side, you go to Milwaukee, that's the side.
Okay.
North side.
But I mean, he gonna say North Side.
I'm from 22nd and Townsend, so
yeah.
I'm from 22nd and Townsend, so you know.
But you know what though? I lived on all sides.
Okay.
But you know, we was the ones that's riding the Rolls Royces. You know, we were the ones that was riding the brand new Benzes. You know, everybody on East Side got money. You know what I mean? I could just name a crew of person. Nobody would dispute that the East Side guys, we got the most money.
Yeah.
You know, it was kind of hard for them North Side niggas. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They were starving up there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they was eating hard. No, my niggas used to serve them. They used to come to the East Side to get their work. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just be clear about that.
So what would you say, man, is like one of the like biggest life lessons that you learned, like just, you know, being in the game and moving around, and, you know, from Milwaukee? Like, what's one of the life lessons?
Hey, man, you get what you expect, not what you expect. You know, I mean, you know, expect nothing. You know what I'm saying? No one. You know what I mean? People could offer you things, but you know what I'm saying? That don't mean it's gonna come. You know what I'm saying? So one thing I learned in life, you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna get it, get out there and get it on your own. So, you know what I mean? I got it out the mud, not up under the rug. You know what I'm saying? I was really in it. I wasn't born in this. I mean, I wasn't sworn in this. I was born in this. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this since Jaws was a goldfish. He a shark today.
Yeah, you say it got to be in you, not on you.
It's got to be in you, not on you. You can't wear it like a t-shirt, man. And this game is serious, you know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that I really embraced, you know what I'm saying? When I said, my mama told me, son, because she should try to get me to be a minister, right? She said, son, you're going to be God's minister, right? I said, Mama, I don't want to be a minister. She said, but whatever you be real. You know what I mean? So that's why I became real. I don't smoke Indo, I don't play Nintendo, and I damn sure ain't pretendo. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, real seriously. You know what I'm saying?
So now coming up, like, who were some of the people that like were inspiring you? Because we know, like, in the neighborhoods we come from, I mean, it's like a few different types of people. You got either the dope dealer, you got the gangster, you know what I'm saying, or you got the pimps, you know what I'm saying? And then in small cases, you got athletes, you know what I'm saying, that you might be able to look up to. But like, who were some of the people you was looking up to?
Well, for full disclosure, my father and my uncles was players.
Okay.
So, you know what I mean, you know, they sold work, you know what I mean, they had girls, you know, they had clubs and stuff like that, you know, taverns. So naturally, them and their friends were the ones that inspired me. So by the time I got to the streets, you know, where, you know, you met the pimps and the players and the hustlers and the drug dealers, they was nothing to me. Because I seen it all. My father had telephones in his cars back in the 60s and TVs. You know what I mean? We grew up all our life around hustlers, you know, and money. You know what I mean? They used to have to hide money around the house because it was so plentiful, right? So I never had, my daddy was my hero and my Uncle Greasy. You know what I'm saying? Those were the only two people that I looked up. And then when I got to Milwaukee, I had an OG by the name of Jim Danny. He taught me the game. He laced my Timberlands up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so I really, really, really respected that man. And he was the one that really, you know, gave me my G. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's why I really got my game. Now, a lot of dudes, like when I go to Chicago in '95 to the Players Ball. So when I went up there, I come up there, I'm saying, yeah, hope a blow, Bob kill me, dude. Let your next blow. I'm talking real fast and real slick, right? And I was the only one talking slick. So I thought all them knew how to talk slick too. I thought they had more game than Van Cannon got Poker Pig and more flavor than Now and Later. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but it wasn't like that, you know. And I found out that I was special. So the person that I looked up to in that game, if you want to just go to talk about the pimp guy, I went there to see Bishop Don Juan. Okay. So when I met Bishop Don Juan, I was very grateful, and then Ice-T was there as well. But the dudes that was around, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they was like, wow, man, you know, dude, you cold. And I never knew I was cold. That was crazy because I thought it was natural to be cold. You know what I mean? Because I grew up around cold people, right? They had plenty of game. So next thing I know, they started inviting me to all their parties. They started coming to Milwaukee. They started coming to all our parties. And I was like, wow. You know what I'm saying? And then before I know it, people started telling me, dude, you that nigga. You know, you that nigga, man. You that nigga. You official like a referee whistle. You know, and I'm like, I'm trying to figure out, you know, what makes me that nigga. And then after, you know, just meeting people and realizing, you know, who I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, I'm like a leader myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm a leader in the game. So a lot of guys that I thought I would look up to was looking up to me. I mean, older guys, they would call me all over the country, man, give me 10, 15,000 just to go to their parties. You know what I'm saying? That's just how cold the game was in me that I never knew that was in me.
Yeah, and was this like, did you realize this even before Pimps Up, Hoes Down? Like
well,
before
you know,
HBO?
in Pimps Up, Hoes Down, you know, me and my partner JD, we ran our city. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how niggas say they run their city? It ain't a nigga in the city gonna dispute that. Him, nobody. I ran my city. My name was Ken Ivy. You know what I'm saying? I ran everything, you know what I'm saying? All that shit. My niggas was running the dope. I ran the pimping, you know what I'm saying? We run all that, the robbery, all that shit was ran by us. You know what I'm saying? I mean, niggas respected us. Yeah. And then we had the niggas, the Freemans, they was cold. You know what I'm saying? You had niggas, you know, Burlight niggas was cold. You know what I'm saying? The Sloans, they was cold. It was crews of niggas that ran the city, and all them niggas respected me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never, you know, nigga ain't never punked me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never been no punk. Ain't no nigga never talk crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, I handle my business if I have to. So I was official in the streets. So, you know what I'm saying? When you come to Milwaukee, when Bishop Don Juan came to Milwaukee, they seen, just like we got Hip-Hop Fraternity, they seen niggas behind us. You know what I'm saying? Niggas like, you know, running around with guns, and we ain't carrying no guns like we was Saddam Hussein or somebody. They're like, damn, who is these niggas? Right. So they thought we was just some pimp niggas, but they didn't know that we was solidified in our hood too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm official in my hood, like even now. You know, I sell my DVDs. You know, people know I do that for therapy. For those who ask me why I'm still selling DVDs in a Rolls Royce, that's why it's therapy. Because you know, what happened to me was I met Dr. J when I was about 12 years old, and I asked him to sign my shoes. He said, "Get away from me, little boy." That's what Dr. J told me. And it hurt my heart so bad. I said, if I ever get famous, I'm never gonna act like it. All these people tell you, I sweep the floor at our headquarters, you know what I'm saying? I call all of them, all of them got my numbers. I never act light-skinned. That's it. Nothing against light-skinned, brother. But I never act light-skinned. You know what I'm saying? Those of y'all back in the 50s know what I'm talking about. But, you know what I'm saying? That was one of the things, that was one of the things, Spitty, that, that I always wanted to do. I always wanted to be down to earth. And I teach my son, this is my son Supreme, I teach him the same thing, to be down to earth. You know what I mean? Because that was one of the things my father did teach me. He said, Ken, whenever you around some bosses, he said, go hang with the non-bosses. He said, because those are the ones that's going to uphold you. He said, the bosses are going to challenge you, and they're going to want to compete with you.
Yeah, that's real.
So I always hang with the people that ain't bosses, and I like to be around people that ain't bosses, and I like to see them become bosses.
That's real.
Because, you know what I'm saying, that let me know that I'm in a good space with myself, because I felt some type of way about Dr. J not signing my tennis shoes.
Yeah. I've always said that too, and tried to use that in my approach, like walking in the spots and, talking to the receptionists, making sure to, who the interns, talking to them, because, I was once there, or, you know what I mean? Just being able to like you said, knowing that those people gonna be the bosses coming up soon, and gonna be the ones that's gonna be able to present you with the opportunities, you know what I'm saying, coming up. So something that you was talking about too that I want to kind of tap into was you mentioned that your father and some of your uncles and all them was players, and you got to see that game coming up. So it's a part of Milwaukee that from back in them 60s and 70s, they call it the Badlands, Wisconsin Avenue, Wales, all of, those areas where a lot of the prominent strolls were and stuff like that. I'm interested to know, because I've explained.
So you want to know about the track?
Yeah.
Okay, well, my first introduction to the track was I was 16 years old. And the girl Red, Dirty Red, who was my first hoe, she said, we going to the track. So the track was we used to call it the L. So it'd be from 3rd and Center all the way to Wisconsin, then to go up to 35th. That was the L. Okay. So, all I seen back in that day was older guys like Tommy Dixon, Rod Robinson, Sluggle, you know what I'm saying? All these, Sonny Page, all these top flight pimps in Milwaukee, I seen them riding up and down in Benzes and Rolls Royces and Cadillacs, and I said one day, I want to be that. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, by the time I wanted to be like them, the track had died down. So we ended up going to DC, and we had to go to the track in DC. You know what I'm saying? So those of you who don't know what the track is when hoes run up and down the street, but half naked and sell pussy. You know what I'm saying? So that was something that, Milwaukee was known for.
Yeah.
You ever heard of the Minnesota Strip?
Yeah.
So they had the Milwaukee Strip too. Players from all over the world would come to Milwaukee to pimp. That's why Milwaukee's called a pimp town.
Yeah.
Because people would come from Atlanta, New York, Chicago, Detroit, and they would bring their girls
Cali.
up there and they would work. And I think that unfortunately this is a bad thing to say, but I think that was our asset. Because niggas in Detroit, niggas in Texas, they had Mexicans that were selling them plenty of work. Niggas in Miami had the Cubans, you know what I'm saying? Niggas in Chicago and other cities, they would get their work from the Colombians. We didn't have none of that.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? It was a pimp gangster town. That's why they say in Milwaukee, if you come to Milwaukee and you violate my P, I'm gonna drop my P and pick up my G. You know what I'm saying? That's why they say that, because it will get gangster quick. And people say I got a high head, but it ain't because I got a high head. It's because at some time I had to drop my P and pick up my G and handle some business. You know what I'm saying? Because people, up in that town, it's so cold and so small that you really have to be on your P's and Q's. Yeah. And you got to think about game. It's like I bump into Clay, I bump into Supreme. That's how game is. You bumping into the same people all the time. So the game just circulate and never leave the town. Yeah. So everybody know everybody and everything. You see what I'm saying? Everybody got working with the same kit. Yeah. So.
Yeah, and a lot of athletes, a lot of rappers would come into the city and
get robbed.
Get robbed. Yeah, quick.
Hey, no cap. And I don't think he gonna mind. They robbed Mystikal. Guess who got his jury back? He'll tell you. They robbed Mystikal. He called me. In 2 days, I had his jury back. That's how small the city is. You know what I'm saying? And when I told them to get that jury up, it was no question. You know what I'm saying? That's how we is in the town. You know what I'm saying? Either you official or you not. You know what I'm saying? So I got Mystikal jury back. You know what I'm saying? Then Marvin, my brother, I don't know where he at. He left $25,000 in Marvin's car. He went crazy. Oh, where my money at? Called Marvin. Marvin pulled up in his white Benz, jumped out, gave the man the $25,000. You know, we official like a referee whistle, man. One thing about Milwaukee, you know what I'm saying, we keep it real. Because we can't, you die if you fake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So a lot of times when I'm dealing with these guys out of town, I have to train myself to adapt to their ways of life. You know what I'm saying? Because Milwaukee is a whole different type of town.
I done said
the
that
Midwest,
so many times.
you know. Now I love Atlanta though. I love Atlanta. I love Atlanta and I love Dallas because they handle their business too. Atlanta and Dallas handle their business. Everybody know about Chicago and Detroit. I don't even have to say nothing about them. You know, New York, they handle their business. But, you know, Atlanta really handle their business. I like the way they move down here in Atlanta. You know what I mean? I like they stick togetherness. I like the way T.I. and 2 Chainz and Killer Mike and all them brothers stick together, man. I like the way Gucci Man and Young Thug and all them brothers stick together. And that's what we teaching at the Hip-Hop Fraternity. You know what I'm saying? We are unity. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shout out to my man Hyphy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, we all stick together. You know what I mean? We all family. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we move under one accord. You know what I'm saying? Like we said we're gonna be at the porch, off the porch. Look how we is. We came in deep. You know what I'm saying? We go to the club, we going deep. If a club is fortunate enough to have HHF, Hip-Hop Fraternity in there, guess what?
It's up.
They're gonna make at least 10 to 15,000 a day. Because you know what I'm saying? Me, Claybo gonna buy 100 bottles. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? And Dutch gonna tip all the strippers. Well, that's crazy stuff. Now Dutch is our VP, she our vice president. Right. But I got to, hey, no bullshit. I got to keep telling her, quit tipping the strippers. I don't know why you keep tipping strippers. Then after she tipped, she pulled me to the side. She's like, Ken, oh man, I just spent my money, man. I said, don't tip the strippers.
Paying the hood ties.
she keep tipping the strippers. And then, you know, P, he might spend a bankroll too. Yeah, he's one of our big spenders. So we got brothers with money, you know what I'm saying? We got brothers with don't have no money. It don't make a difference. At the Hip-Hop Fraternity, you accept it.
Can
so,
you
know
talk
what I'm
to
saying?
us more about it and break down what the Hip-Hop Fraternity
Well, Dutch, tell me a
is?
little bit about the Hip-Hop Fraternity.
All right, the Hip-Hop Fraternity is all about artists. We're a network thinking tank for our culture. All right, we have a website, thehiphopfraternity.com. It's our first social media network for our culture. So we have videos, we have music, we have books. We meet every Monday. So we have a networking meeting where everybody can brush arms and get to know everybody and learn some stuff about the game. So that when it's time for us to be making deals and it's time for us to get that bag, we know what we're talking about. And we have a group of family to stand behind us.
And then Jessica, she our PR. Tell them something about it, and Queen.
So our mission here is to empower artists, anybody who's in the music industry or realm, to be at their full potential. I'm a PR. We have DJs. We have everybody.
Photographers,
Under
videographers.
one umbrella.
Queen.
It's like a players union
Yeah,
for hip-hop, for
Queen
the
gonna
culture.
tell you about, we do financial literacy too. Tell them,
Yeah,
Queen.
HHF, Hip-Hop Fraternity, we teach the individuals how to bring up, get money and invest, cryptocurrency, NFTs, show them how to get money and put it in the right places and make investments so they can not have to sign deals and be able to create their own income and have a family behind them.
And this is one of my artists, this is Supreme.
Yeah.
What's going on, man? HHF.
HHF!
Yeah, man. We taking this shit over, man.
You
We
already
got a
know.
bunch of artists, we got a bunch of dope producers, a bunch of dope videographers, a lot of real niggas who just, you know what I mean, making shit go the way, make sure it go right, you know what I mean? So shit, we in this motherfucker, we taking this motherfucker over, y'all better be ready for this
DJs.
shit.
We also offer hip-hop facts. Dutch runs that. She does an absolutely wonderful, good job.
Hey, and we all over the country. He's from Milwaukee. He run the Milwaukee chapter. Let them know what you're doing up
You
there.
already know me,
Milwaukee,
Young Claybo.
Claybo.
You already know what it is, you know. CLAYBO, Crime Head Honcho, you already know. We got the Las Vegas chapter we starting. We got the California chapter, so tap in. Milwaukee, you already know we shout
And
out
this
to
my
DJ
man,
Pimp
St.
C.
Louis. He run the St. Louis chapter. This my man, Cash.
Yeah, baby.
What up with it, man? It's Billboy Cash. I do got that Ill State of Mind album out right now with Pimpin Ken on it, so y'all make sure y'all go to all platforms and go get that. I got that song Brick by Brick that's going crazy.
You already know.
HHF.
HHF!
It's beautiful, man. I was one of HHF first artists, man, and we on our 1 year anniversary. And I want to thank Pimpin Ken.
Congrats
I want
on
to
that.
pat him on the back for what he been doing in Atlanta. He really opened up doors for so many artists. It's welcome for so many artists to come through. We networking every Monday.
So our mission statement, my brother Marvin Ivey, he's the president. Him and I, we be talking, and our objective goal is to create a situation for artists where they can understand what true autonomy is, real independence. So we're teaching them cryptocurrency, we're teaching them about cryptology, we're teaching them about NFTs and NFC, near field communication. We teach them about the blockchain, we teach them about ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, TuneCore, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these guys, what's happening, Spitty, is they making deals and they getting really raped. Like I said, if you take a $100 bill and I give you a $100 bill, you give me $15 back, you just took $85 from me. So if you sell 1 million records, that's $850,000, and you only get $150,000. But if I say, hey man, give me that gold chain you pay $50,000 for, and I say I'm gonna give you $1,000 for it, you're gonna say, hell no, he must think I'm stupid. Right. But I think you're more stupid if you give your intellectual property away, for 15%, where you really, is 100% owner in that. So I'm like the wake up kid, I'm an alarm clock, I'm throwing the alarm clock in the graveyard. The only reason why they've been sleeping because the doctor been tiptoeing past the medicine cabinet because he don't want to wake up to sleeping pills. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna wake up to sleep, and I'm gonna give them some game, and I'm gonna show them a better way and a brighter day, and when they get through up under my knowledge, they're gonna be able to go out there and start their own company. They're gonna know how to leverage a deal. They're gonna do like what we're doing with Boosie. We just got Boosie a liquor deal, me and Steve O. We got Boosie a book deal. We got Corey Wise a deal. We work with Master P book. I just did Ice-T book. You know what I'm saying? So we're doing a lot of major things. So I'm not just talking to them. I cannot win unless everybody in this organization win. Because what I do, from a corporate standpoint, it only works if he's a platinum artist or if he's a platinum artist. If they platinum artists and they getting their roll on, then I could go and I could leverage them an equity deal with these companies because I have relationships with all these companies, and we doing millions and millions of dollars worth of business. And for me to be who I am and be on that level, but stay down here on this level with them, it gives them an opportunity. Because I believe in them. I always tell them, man, never doubt your beliefs and never believe your doubts. You see what I'm saying? And each and every one of them is a uniqueness. Do y'all know the process that it took for him to get here? You know what I'm saying? He had to go from my sperm to ovum. No, let me finish. Come on now, y'all messing up my shit. He had to go from my sperm to ovum, from a clot to a fetus, from a fetus to the second trimester, from the second trimester to actually being an infant to being supreme, the great, 21 years old. That's the struggle. So, it's a billion sperms going out at a time. He just lucky that he made it. I could have jacked him off and put him in the toilet. You know what I'm saying? He could have been on the towel. He could have been a jack off. You see what I'm saying? But the fact that he here, the fact that he here, that you here, Spitty, and that dirty glove bastard is here is a testimony to our uniqueness. Each and every one of us got a different fingerprint. Each one of us are unique in our own way. We all have the potentiality to be great. Nobody in here, Einstein came from that same sperm. You know what I'm saying? Charles Drew came from that same sperm. Malcolm X came from that same sperm. Just imagine if he would have been a jack off in the toilet. We would have never seen Malcolm X. Yeah. But God gave each and every one of us the ability to be great. We all significant in our own way. We just got to bring the best out of ourselves. HHL?
It's all about how we use that 24 hours we got, because we all got that same 24.
Well, it's actually 84,600 seconds.
Come on. Talk to
him. Break it down.
Boogie Man said, come on. 84,600
seconds in a day.
That's a day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at it, from a different perspective, because one of the things that makes me unique is that, when we were starting the Hip-Hop Fraternity, everybody was like, man, that's crazy. But we were seeing what was going to happen 10 steps ahead. That's why I wrote the book, The Art of Human Chess, because in my book I said, in order to be a real clever chess player, your moves got to be 10 steps ahead. Right. You know what I'm saying? You can't move step by step. You're playing checkers, not chess. You know what I'm saying? Then I wrote another little book called The 48 Laws of the Game, where I give you a step-by-step booklet on how to become valuable. See, when people say, well, Ken, why you was a great pimp? No, I wasn't a great pimp. I was a guy that had value on myself, so I didn't let nobody just, like I said, if you think I'm handsome, pay my ransom. You know what I mean? If you can't give me assistance, no assistance, keep your distance. I got a meter on my penis, and that meter say the longer you pay, the longer you got to stay. The longer you stay, the longer you got to pay. So that's how I thought. So when I took all that out of the street and I put it on business, and I started valuing myself as a businessman, it's not strange that you see me in Manhattan at CBS building, which owns Simon & Schuster, doing $1 million deals. Do you know how many checks you know how many times these people flew me around the country and got me suites and took me all to all these book signings and stuff for free? You know how many limousines I done drove on Simon & Schuster? Because I feel the same way when I was in the streets, doing that crazy stuff, that pimping. I don't advise nobody. And for the record, I do not endorse pimping anymore because I know that it's not pimping no more. It's called human trafficking, and it's a setup for young African-American men. And if you try to do it, you go into penitentiary. So, for full disclosure. Yeah, but anyway, so.
I know about you.
Hey, but anyway, meanwhile, back at the ranch, you know what I'm saying? I put value on myself. I put value on HHF. Now, everybody in the world been calling us. Yeah. Everybody want to be join us. We got thousands of members all over the country. We're in 6 chapters because I put value on what I believe in. And I still have value in each and one of these young kids around me because I'm old enough to be all their daddies.
Big pop.
Don't call me daddy. Don't call me daddy. They think we on some funny shit. Don't call me daddy. They gonna think we on some funny shit.
So your book Pimpology, The 48 Laws of Game. I love that book, and I love an analogy that you use when you talk about going to McDonald's. You get a Big Mac, and you go to the first window. Then you make your order. You go to the first window. You pay them your money. Then you go to the second window, and then you get your product.
So what Brother Speedy is talking about is what I'm saying is that everything you do is purse first, ass last. If you go to McDonald's, you order 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, pickles, onion on the sesame seed bun, which is me, the Big Mac. You know what I'm saying? If you order the Big Mac, you don't get your Big Mac till you get to window 2, but you got to pay at window 1 because it's purse first, ass last. If you want some insurance, you know what I'm saying, you got to pay your insurance adjuster or your insurance man, and guess what? You don't get to enjoy the insurance until you die. Purse first, ass last. In every situation, people is asking for the money up front. Yeah. So that's one thing that you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Before you sign a bad deal, do not do a deal unless you asking for your money up front. The value that you put on yourself, anytime I ever watch something about a job, I always hear the employer say, well, how much you think you worth? So that's the question you got to ask yourself when you're doing deals in the music industry. How much are you worth? Now, what I do, just to give you some game, if I want 10,000, I always ask for 100,000. Guess what I always get? 50. I get 4 times the value of what I want because I overvalue myself and I over-deliver. And that's one thing you got to do, young people. You know what I'm saying? If you're in this music business, you know what I'm saying? Put value on yourself, and then you start having record labels bidding for you. I just want to say one thing, Speedy. Can I say one thing? Sure. I want to talk about Black Wall Street. We always talk about Black Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? Black Wall Street had a GDP of 2-point-something billion. Kanye West is worth $6 billion. Jay-Z is worth $1 billion. Michael Jordan is worth $2 billion. We got individuals worth more than the entire GDP of Black Wall Street. Y'all couldn't look it in the past, because something in the past is not going to let us last. You know what I'm saying? Look forward. You know what I'm saying? You got examples of Kanye or Jay-Z that's billionaires. We can't keep going back, reliving history, talking about, oh man, they had their own city. Well, Jay-Z got the same value that the whole city had. You know what I'm saying? Hip-hop, the culture that y'all in, this is our culture, I call this culture within itself, is a $1 billion industry. Trust me, I talk to these people all day on the phone. Ken, can you get Travis Scott? Ken, can you get Bruno Mars? Ken, can you get Master P? And they offer me millions of dollars. You guys have created something, and it was created in the Bronx, in New York, that is so phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? That you guys don't know your true value. You guys, each and every one of y'all are worth billions of dollars. Just like Kanye can get $1 billion, this the next billionaire next to me. This the next billionaire, this the next billionaire. Just merely through your vocal cords. You know what I'm saying? You are ingenious. You are ingenious people. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are great people. So continue to put value on yourself and realize that you guys are the new Black Wall Street. Hip hop is the new Black Wall Street. And the reason why I say that with confidence and unequivocally is because, first of all, think about it like this. What other entity or what other genre or what other anything that created more billionaires for African Americans than hip hop? HHL!
Milwaukee.
St. Louis.
That's real.
That's right.
Yeah, we all.
So jumping back into the music, do you remember who the first, not mainstream artists, but like first local artists in Milwaukee, like maybe who album you jumped on and you spit some ism on?
Man, rest in peace to my little nigga Diesel, man. Diesel, you know what I'm saying? Off the east side, you know what I'm saying? My little homie, man, you know what I'm saying? He the first one that told me he was aspiring to be a little pimp. And he was from Westline, you know what I'm saying? But he hang out on the east side with us. And, you know, he said, come on to the studio, talk some of that stuff, because, you know, we'll be talking pimping, you know, 'cause he wanted to be a pimp. And I said, man, you know, I don't know what to do. So he just put a mic in my face and I just started talking. And then the word got around the town, then everybody started getting me on the album. But the first major, I came here to Atlanta, and when I came to Atlanta, you know what I'm saying, I wanted to get on, how y'all doing? Yeah, when I came to Atlanta, I wanted to get on that game, you know, the intro and outro. And the first person I landed was Jermaine Dupri. And how I was able to get Jermaine Dupri.
You came to Atlanta with the
specifically
plan.
to get Jermaine Dupri.
Okay.
So when I got him, they used to hang out at this place called 112. So I'm at 112, and what I used to do, I used to go to the bar. You know, I got a lot of games, so I used to go to the bartender. I said, I got $300. I said, I want y'all to announce for the next 30 minutes that drinks is on Pimpin Ken. So, you know, you got Jermaine Dupri, O.J. Simpson, everybody, Puffy, everybody just in this club. This used to be a club where all the celebrities hang out. So all they kept hearing every week, that drinks is on Pimpin Ken, drinks on Pimpin Ken. So people would lie and say, man, that man bought me a bottle of champagne. All he had a $300 budget, right? and so, you know, they would be announcing this. And so Jermaine Dupri came to me one day. He said, Ken, I want to talk to you. I said, what's up? Now, this time you got to remember, Pimps Up, Hold Down, it came out already, so I was already, you know, talking shit. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, he said, man, I want to get you on the album, man. We left from 112 and went to the studio. We got the one with the basketball court in it with Jacket Air, So Def Studio, and we recorded it. And I think I said one of my slickest lines. I said the bitch ain't missing. She ain't on no milk cart. She was some pimping, and the whole room just exploded, right? And I'm like, what was so funny about that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was like they was tripping. And next thing I know, man, I'm driving, and somebody said, man, Ken, you on Jermaine Dupri new album? And, you know, next thing you know, Lil Jon started calling me, Too Short, the whole industry. That was just, you know, I always tell people, you know, it's always going to be a defining moment in your life. There's going to be some things that you stumble up into. You know, a lot of times, you know, the roads that we take to get to our destiny, are not going to be the ones that take us. It's going to be our detour. You know, so I detoured from the pimping into the rap game, and that's what led me to everything that I'm doing now with the Hip-Hop Fraternity. All of the money that I made, all the cars that I bought, it came from me making that detour. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a defining moment. So what I mean like that, you know, when I was in Dallas, I used to go to Pastor T.D. Jake's church. You know what I'm saying? I used to go every Sunday because, you know, the man kicking a lot of game. And I was like, you know, this brother's pretty good. But he gave an analogy, right? And T.D. Jake said, man, I was the big 400-pound preacher. You know what I'm saying? He said I had speech impediment, had sleep apnea. He was just talking about all these, you know, these difficulties he had. He said he got on TBN. He said he got on TBN, now he's the biggest preacher in the world. You know what I'm saying? It was just one defining moment. And Jermaine Dupri was the defining moment in my life that changed my life. You know what I'm saying? And since then, you know, YouTube's, if you go to YouTube, I've been on YouTube, I've been viewed on YouTube. If you look at all my videos, over 1 billion times. Just that, that PIMP, I'm in that video, I said, Pimpin Ken said, don't down and cry. That's right now at 600 million. That's almost 1 billion and some change. You know, just
Stuff
from
like that had me fist pumping around my homies, like, that's Milwaukee right there.
Yeah, I mean, so you got to be a little lucky. You got to be a little lucky too. But anytime, you know, you have an opportunity, you know, like this here, you know, off the porch, you know what I'm saying? This is a defining moment You know, somebody gonna see one of these guys. Somebody gonna see Supreme. They're gonna see Clay, but they're gonna see Dre. They're gonna see Cash. They're gonna see Bond. They're gonna see whoever back behind me, Rico. I'm trying to think of everybody there. Jay Fifth. Oh yeah, Jay Fifth. What's up, Jay Fifth? Shout out to Detroit. Yeah.
Shout out to
Jay
Detroit.
Fifth, you know what I mean? H2O. You know what I'm saying? Killer B, you know what I'm saying? We got Hyphy,
HHL.
Mike, 3 a.m. studio.
We got Rico, we got Big G back there.
Big G. Oh, Big G.
Yeah,
Stand up, Big G.
Money now, money now back there.
Money now. What about St. Louis crew? Money Lou.
St. Louis and out the whole Midwest.
Oh, we got HHF DJs. We got HHF Radio. We got HHF Radio. We got Marvin. Got HHF Magazine. The radio streaming now. So our objective with the Hip-Hop Fraternity is to take over the entire hip-hop game.
That's what's up.
You know what I mean? We at 2,000 now. By next year this time, I'm expecting to be at least 200,000. Everybody wearing these jackets. You know what I'm saying? We just sold thousands of jackets. You know what I'm saying? Everything is working accordingly. You know what I mean? And I believe that these people, these young kids get it. You know what I mean? That it's their culture. That's what they say is our culture, our call. You know, there's too many culture vultures, whatever that means. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying if we take our own culture in our own hand and, you know what I'm saying, we do the right thing, then we can relate to other cultures. We can work with other groups, you know what I'm saying? We could work with DJ Vlad. You know, we could work with other, you know, off the porch. You know what I'm saying? We could work with Dirty Bastards. We could work with different people. But first of all, we got to understand the value of ourselves. We got to clean our own house up first.
Yeah.
So, and once we clean our own house up, then we could go and we could talk to my man, you know, your partners and stuff, and say, look here, man, we got a strategy, we got a plan. Can we work with you guys? Can y'all teach us something about, you know, podcasting? You know what I'm saying? But you got to get your mind right first. Because, you know, like I always say, if you change your attitude, you can change your aptitude. If you change your mentality, you can change your reality.
Real spill, real spill. So now, talking back on the Jermaine Dupri song that you did, the first one. Now that was a classic UGK feature on that song.
You've been doing your homework, ain't you?
I mean, come on, bro. I grew up.
Hey, I'm surprised to hear you knew that.
That's something I grew up on listening to. Yes, sir.
Hey, but have me back, man.
Yes, sir. So now, with Pimp C, and we know about, you know, you had an extensive relationship with Pimp C, like. Did that song spark that relationship, or how did that?
No. Pimp C and I met after that song. I was in Sharptown Mall, and Pimp C had on some alligator. He had some Murray mink shoes. I had the coat to match the shoes. I had the mink coat on. So he had heard of me from Pimps Up, Hoes Down, but he didn't know it was me because, like I said, you know, I'm a normal dude. Everybody know me. Y'all can catch me at Metropolitan Mall, anyway. I'm a ghetto nigga. You know what I mean? I'm ghetto. You know what I mean? I admit, I'm ghetto. I hang around ghetto shit. So I'm at the ghetto mall. Sharptown Mall, and I see Pimp C.
So Milwaukee, you be at Capitol Court.
So I said, that's my sharp shoes, yeah. He said, man, he said, some more HHL?
HHL? We still coming in here.
Man, we deep, man. So many of us, bro. I'm sorry, man, for to invade your space like that. But anyway, so I said, man, those some sharp shoes. He said, man, that's a sharp coat. He looked at me. He said, Pimpin Ken, you know, because he had never met me. He only met me, man, from that day on. We became best friends. I went to his mama's house. We slept on the couch. I showed him a DVD that was about to come out. It was called Pimpology. And he just sit up there, look, and, you know, Pimp crazy. Pimp said, say, man, you colder than Dr. Dre, man. You colder than DJ Quick. He said, I'm going to make you a producer. I said, I don't know nothing about producer. He said, man, don't nobody know nothing about producer. You know what I'm saying? So he was crazy like that. And I said, man, this man is crazy. I fell in love with him at that point. I said, man, I don't know nothing about no music. He said, Ken, don't worry about it. I'm going to make the beat, and you're going to be the beat maker. You know what I mean? He was thinking like that. And then we end up, you know, I ended up being his manager. You know what I'm saying? I got him a lot of shows. You know what I'm saying? He came to all my parties. You know, when he went to jail, I went to visit him in jail. I wrote him letters. I had girls send him naked pictures and stuff like that. Excuse me, Shannara. I mean that. Hey.
But can you touch on that, though? Because you actually went to visit him, not writing letters, not making a couple
what made me go
calls.
visit him? Because, you know, Pimp had started messing with, you know, he started getting high. You know what I mean? So he kind of fell off, and there wasn't nobody really fucking with him. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, another incident, we at Sharptown Mall, real story. We had to get them all. I go one way, Pimp go another way. Next thing I know, Pimp said, Ken, we got to go. You know what I'm saying? I said, what's happening? He said, man, I just pull a woo, woo, woo. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so he pulled a gun out on a girl because he was so high, he thought she was trying to do something to him, and Pimp up the pistol on her. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and you know what I'm saying? The police, that's his case. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and you know, I was tripping. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? I mean, so he ended up going to jail, and you know, from that point on, you know, I was just supportive. You know, I didn't look at him as Pimp C, you know, the brother that had a situation, an issue going on. I looked at him as my best friend, and guess what happened with that? He became the most famous artist coming out of prison. They had the Free Pimp C campaign, Jay Prince now, and Bun B. And by the time he came out, the first person he actually see other than his family was me. And if y'all look on Instagram, y'all see me and Pimp standing together. It's a gray Bentley. He got the stripy shirt on. That's when he first got out of jail. He came in and got me in the Bentley. Yeah. You know what I mean? He said, Ken, what you think about this Bentley? I said, man, it's a cold mother effer, right? He said, I'm gonna go buy a red one tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? That was his Pimp, man. Yeah. He wanted the best jewelry, you know, and you know, he got himself together, man. And you know, and like even when him and Jeezy got into it, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, I talked to Slick Puller, you know what I mean? Me and Slick was on the phone, and I was telling him, man, no, man, this is a good dude. I said, Jeezy, you know what I'm saying? I tell Jeezy, man, Pimp don't want no smoke, and Pimp was standing there, you know what I mean? We were trying to, you know, quell the situation, but you know, Pimp he's sporadic brother. You know what I'm saying? If he go off on you, he gonna say what he say, how he feel at the time. Now, honestly, anybody tell you this, he don't respect nobody more than he respected me. Jeezy will tell you, we had the Jeezy video shoot with, what's that dude's name? My man, Zero. Okay. Zero, what was that song called? Was Zero? Huh? Get Throw. Yeah, Get Throw. We had the Get Throw video. Every 5 minutes, Pimp C said, hold up, I gotta ask Pimpin Ken a question. And he would ask me a question. He said, should that woman give me the money or should I, you know, act real pimpy? You know what I mean? He was just that type of dude. Yeah. And Jeezy now was just like, man, this man got a lot of respect for him. You know what I'm saying? Because he know that I was a real dude. You know what I mean? When he was down, I was out. You know what I'm saying? The movie, The Best of Both Worlds, we put that together. You know what I'm saying? Me and Pimp put that together because we wanted to show the world our relationship and our friendship.
We did.
I hope I answered your question.
Oh yeah, no, that was, on there, most definitely. And then I remember even just back then in those days, like Pimp would come to Milwaukee and would be like moving around with you in the Rolls Royce. Like we would see y'all moving around.
Man,
all
listen,
the time.
man. Hey, man, listen. I come pick Pimp up in the Rolls. Pimp was at the mansion. Pimp put Supreme and Lil Kenny in his wheel. You know what I mean? He unfortunately didn't get a chance to do it, but he said he was gonna put them in their wheel. He played with them. He loved my kids. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, he ate my food. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, everybody used to go to my house. You know what I'm saying? They all come, all the celebrities, they all be over there 10 or 15 stars at a time. You know, I mean, some of the biggest stars. When they shot me, Lil Flip came to, you know, he came to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just the relationship I got with a lot of those brothers in the hip hop community. Everybody that these people are fans of, they fans of me. Yeah. That's crazy, right? Everybody look up to them. Like I said, Puffy flew me in to Atlanta. You know, it got me a suite. And it wouldn't even let Jermaine Dupri in his VIP, just me. So, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people, you know, they don't understand. Now, this is true facts. I wouldn't be lying on camera. So, you know what I'm saying?
We know it's facts.
So,
we know it's facts. Right.
So my point that I'm trying to make is that 50 Cent, when he first met me, you know what I'm saying? He was like, oh man, he was shocked, you know? And he was like, Pimpin Ken, he gave me an interview that day. At that time, he was probably trending at $2 or $3 million of anything to mess with 50 Cent. He was at the height of his career. That next day, I went on tour with him. I ain't know nothing about no tour. I'm on stage talking about, hey, 50 Cent coming on stage and shout money like, go out there, Ken, just say something. We just want them to know you fuck with us. You know what I'm saying? So, and then, you know, next thing I know, they sending me money talking about, come on, do the PIMP video. You know what I'm saying? That's just the effect that we have on these artists and these celebrities, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and I think the reason why a lot of celebrities like me is because I'm the epitome of streets. Yeah. I'm the streets for real. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for whatever level you want to say it. You know what I'm saying? From the penitentiary, did 10 years in there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they'll tell you I ran that shit too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know what I mean? The streets, you know, my hood, I run my hood, me and my homies, and we run that shit too. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never been no sucker, I ain't never been no bitch, I ain't never been scared of nothing. You know what I mean? And they know that, they can smell that. You know what I'm saying? And then when I decided to get into pimping, I was one of the best that did. I won International Pimp of the Year. I won Pimp of the Year. I won every trophy you could win in the game because I was a real dude. You know, how you get niggas from New York Niggas from Cali, Detroit, they say, that nigga bigger pimp than me.
Right.
You know, I can't fake this. This is on Pimps Up, Hold Down. This ain't nothing I'm making up.
Didn't you,
know?
Didn't you, when you won International Pimp of the Year, have like over 15, 16 hoes?
No, I had 16 hoes. And I'm gonna tell you how I got to 16 hoes. I can tell this story now, I can tell this story now. I can tell this story now. What happened, I was in Indianapolis, Indiana, and this dude named Fly, he had 8 bitches. He had a main bitch, you know what I'm saying? And she was like the one that was controlling all other bitches. I already had 8 bitches, so I knocked his bitch and all other bitches came with him. And that's how I got to 16 hoes. You know, I knocked the bottom. Hey, no, in the game when we call this, hey, I knocked the bottom out the nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's called. I knocked the whole bottom.
Okay. That's it, man. It was over. 16,
Wow.
that's it.
Now listen, y'all, all y'all listen. I'm not promoting pimping. I'm just talking about my past. I'm a changed man. I'm dealing with corporate America.
There you go.
And my corporate sponsors, all y'all know, you know, for full disclosure, these are just reminiscent of the past.
Right, exactly. We're just talking about the past and everything. So you brushed on this a little bit, but I definitely wanted to talk about, you know, now with all the human trafficking laws and people getting locked up and getting life and, you know, all of that. Can you speak on that and like tell what's the difference between pimping and human trafficking? Or is it the same thing, Jay, just put a different term on it?
Well, you know, pimping, we call it P-I-M-P, put it in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? And make sure you suck it to my pocket like a rocket. But what happened was, you know, we have mass incarceration, right? I want to bring that up again. So America's 5% of the world's population, but 25% of the world's, incarceration. So what that means is with a system that's so systemic with that type of, you know, incarceration, then those prisons have to be filled. You know, them prison officers have to have jobs. So the only way to keep them, you know, in business is you got to manufacture crime. So what the federal government does is it pick and it select certain things, like brothers doing the credit card, they call it finessing nowadays. You know what I'm saying? That had made that a felony. That used to be a misdemeanor. You know, anytime, you know, something, you know, brothers get wise, you know, like they got in the drug gang, you know, brothers know how to really sell drugs now. You know, I can tell you a whole bunch of ways brothers selling drugs now, but I ain't no snitch, I ain't gonna say that. But at the end of the day, they get money, but you don't even know they get money. You know, I mean, this man was telling me some shit that blew my mind, but they really get money this way now. So they ain't found out about that yet. As soon as the federal government find out, they're gonna criminalize it, they're gonna put a felony. Do you know there's over 5,000 felonies on the statute? Did you know that if you at Walmart and you open the door and you bump somebody's car and you go away, did you know that was a felony called fleeing the scene of accident? You didn't know that, did you? Wow. So all these felonies is on the record in order to keep this system, systemic racism and all this stuff going on in the prison system. So, you know, who better to get after you then made it Hollywood other than some pimps? You know, everybody's screaming this pimp, yeah, nigga, I'm a pimp, you know what I mean? Right. So everybody felt like, you know, it was cool to say that because, you know, the feds weren't looking at us. So what they started off with 2020. Now what 2020 did, they said that, you know, these people from the Philippines and these people from Japan was bringing these little girls over and forcing them into prostitution. And they call that human trafficking. They said they over in Africa, they bringing these little girls from Africa. So now everybody is like, what? Yeah. So, okay, Congress make laws when you sleep. So they made a law, they called it human trafficking, and everybody thought it was about these Philippines and these little kids, but it was really about these ghetto Negroes in the hood talking about pimping. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't even know what time. The next thing you know, all the homies getting indicted, you know, for pimping, and they don't even know what's going on. They're like, man, all I did was talk to the hotel. You facing life for that?
Right.
I mean, the real reason, the underage part, they never really used that. If you take a woman to the strip club and she sees a dancer and she's dancing for you and she goes into that strip club, guess what? If you're living off the earnings, that's human trafficking. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if I'm a pimp and I turn out a girl and he get the girl, even though I turned out and she went to him, they could charge both of us for human trafficking. You see what I'm saying? So it's all about incarceration, mass incarceration, CCA, Correctional Corporation America. They have privatized the prison system. And by them privatizing the prison system, now they're using this in order to further their criminality in their system of crime. You know what I mean? Because you got to remember, you know, it's a business. You know, you're worth more money as a criminal than you as a host on this show.
Right.
Police is waiting to catch you slipping, so they can give you a bit. You know, so that's what happened. You know what I mean? They criminalize it, you know, and you know, I always tell people, most women that's prostitutes, they're gonna do it anyway. You know, they're gonna do it on their own.
Right.
You know, half of these women, they having sex for Happy Meals. You know, if you take them to Landmark, if you take them to Landmark Diner, if you take them to Landmark Diner at 3 o'clock in the morning, I guarantee you can leave from the Landmark Diner and the Hyatt is down the street, or you go to the Hampton Inn and they'll suck you and fuck you all night for a Landmark dinner, for a dinner. No, I'm not promoting. I'm just saying that those that's a form of prostitution, but they'll never call that prostitution.
Right.
You know, like I said, my mama, she told my sister, you know, get a good man with a good job. You know, every mama tell their kids that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you're encouraging your daughter to like somebody for money as opposed to like them for who they are. And I think that that's a travesty in our community, and I think mothers need to quit promoting that, and then, you know, that way these kids won't be so materialistic. You know, like when I was growing up, you know what I'm saying, me and my partners had money, so we had all the girls. You know, the dudes, they started selling dope, they started hustling, now they got all the girls. You know, now women put that criteria on most young men, you got to be hustling in order for me to fuck with you. So you got all these dudes willing to take penitentiary chances, and it fits all into the narrative. You know, even the gun violence. You know, look at the gun violence in our community. The more money you got, the more guns you can buy.
Right.
The Italians did the same thing with bootlegging. You know, they had bootlegging, and the Italians started killing each other.
You
Same
talking about
thing that happened
like prohibition, like when liquor was illegal?
Yeah, prohibition. Look what happened. The same thing happened to Italians is happening in the black community.
Yeah.
You know, they got money. They was immigrants. After they got money, they needed guns to protect their liquor, their bootlegging, and next thing you know, people start wanting more turf and they start killing each other. That's the same thing going on in the hood.
Yeah.
And then a lot of those guns was just there, you know, after they end up going to jail, and people still, to this day, is using those same guns to kill people. You know what I'm saying? But the government, they're smart. What they did, they came out with the gun law, and they got gun laws. So even though the Second Amendment give us the right to bear arms, they use that against us. Which is crazy, right? You know what I'm saying? We could bear arms, but yeah, if you get caught with a pistol, you can get 5 to life. So you know what I'm saying? The game that we play ain't nothing compared to the game that they play. I talk about it in my book, The Art of Human Chess. I say they playing chess and not checkers. All this is a chess game. African Americans is in a real life chess game when it comes to this mass incarceration. You know what I'm saying? They using y'all as pawns. You know what I'm saying? How many brothers you know that sell drugs that really do it and get away for a long time at scale on a massive level? They get indicted.
Not many.
And you know what happened when you get indicted? Everybody try to talk their way out of it.
Yeah, everybody talking. So shit, now everybody going down.
No, I ain't talking about everybody. I'm just saying everybody.
Well, I'm talking about
Not
that,
everybody, but everybody.
If they snitching, then you know what I'm saying. Yeah. So like, what do you think about like, all right, pimping? How can I say this? Pimp C said, you know, pimping ain't dead, it just moved to the web. You know what I'm saying? Just moved to the website. And now in 2021, you got stuff like OnlyFans. You know what I'm saying? You got people like Taz's Angels that's like popping, you know, all over IG and online. And you know, you got Tinder, like people selling pussy on Craigslist. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, Backpage, all of that. Exactly.
Well, you know, what we call pimping,
Right.
what we call pimping is when, you know, there was a pimp, a hoe in the track. So that means that if you're gonna set one, you're gonna sweat one. You know, a bitch couldn't be on the blade back in the day, that's what we call the track. She couldn't be on the blade unless she had a pimp. So when the internet came, you know, it's like my mama now had typewriters, right? Now they got dumb people's got smartphones, right? So you understand me? Now you got people, you know, who can Google stuff and they can do different things with their phones. You can email and everything. So technology advanced. You know, I call it the advance of the game. So a lot of brothers, you understand me, you know, when the game changed, they didn't change with it. So a lot of them got lost in the hot sauce. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them, you know, stayed a part of the itty bitty committee. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't be with the big things popping, the little things dropping. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't know how to switch their game up. So ultimately, what happened was, you know, the guys moved to the web. a lot of innocent, square broads who wasn't in the game, they moved to the web, and it became more convenient. Now it's smart. It's like some ingenious shit to have OnlyFans, because you can get somebody to pay you money to look at your feet. Just by having anybody with a feet fetish can pay you, or you can get a whip, and you could beat somebody on OnlyFans, and they'll pay you all this money. See, it wasn't like that. When we call it flatbacking. They had to work until that pussy hole squirt. You know what I'm saying? They had to pat their feet on the concrete when we was doing it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, now they got it easy, which is cool. You know what I mean? I'm not knocking it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not knocking the typewriter neither. You know what I'm saying? Or the phone. I got a smartphone myself. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but I'm not dumb, but I got a smartphone. But anyway, at the end of the day, meanwhile back at the ranch, you know what I'm saying? I mean, yes, it moved to the web. And when Pimp C said that, you got to remember, me and Pimp C talked on the phone all day.
I already know.
I was explaining to him some stuff, and he wanted to sing about some stuff. And I said, yeah, man, a lot of these niggas is on the web. If you listen to 80% of the stuff Pimp C said, go back and listen to me.
I already know. Y'all was connected.
Pimp would quote anything I said.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he would say, if you just go back and listen to some of his stuff.
you was one of the first people, even just, pimpingken.net, like having just...
On the internet. Oh, yeah.
That,
I was savvy of that.
You popping that off, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you was one of the first people.
But you know where I get that from? My brother Marvin, I don't know where he at. My brother Marvin, when I came home from prison, he had a computer. So he sit me down and he showed me what AOL was. And from there, he was talking about internet, and all this stuff. So, so when I finally got on the album, Jermaine Dupri album, I said www.pimpin.com, pimpinken.com. Then every album after that, I would say my website, and I had a website, and I would make money. I would sell game classes, and I would make a lot of money, millions of dollars doing it. So I was leveraging, like these artists got to do in front of me. If you got a value, you leverage that value. So I was using that platform that the artists was giving me, the rappers was giving me, in order to extend my brand, and I was able to make money, and I was able to, work my website.
Yeah.
So it did move to the web for that.
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. What was I gonna ask you next? In terms of like the Milwaukee scene, like you mentioned like some of the DJs earlier, some of the artists, like things like that. Like, were there like people that impacted like the scene, more than others that you felt like that?
In the rap game?
Yeah.
Well, I think that Baby Drew, being I'm from the East Side, he hung out with, he was signed to East Side niggas. I think, J-Roll now, shout out to J-Roll, Diamond Beauty Records was the first record. We closed our store down and gave them the record. That's how deep, that's how long, that was 30 years ago. That's how long we've been in this industry shit. We closed our store down and gave these little niggas, the store, and let them put a studio in it. And so J-Roll, and Corey, and all them, they started, rapping. Then, we had Bucko 5 too. That was Baby Drew's main man. So they started rapping, and they was the first rappers that, would rap our lifestyle. He talk about me drop it to the floor. I spit, bit them, and get up in them. These was words they would hear us say, just sitting around at the trap spots they'd be at, right? So, that was the first one. And then my man Steve Love, who actually the one who did the liquor deal with us with Boosie, the Boosie what's the name of that shit? Ricardo, that's Boosie, that's Steve-O. So we did that liquor deal, and Steve-O, he had Cuckoo Cow. Steve, Infinite Record, Smalls, and my man Ralph, all them brothers. And then, you had a lot of, you had dudes like, man, there was so many dudes out of Milwaukee, Razor. There was just so many different good rappers out of Milwaukee. Diesel, Supreme.
Why do you feel like with, I feel like all of the game that people in Milwaukee have and the style and things like that, why you feel like nobody ever took it, past where Cuckoo Cow, took it so far still?
Well, that's what we doing. That's why we got Dre and Supreme and Claybo. We got Milwaukee artists that we bringing under our fold because they had damagement. They didn't have management. You know what I'm saying? And what we provide an organization and a machine. So when you got somebody as good as Supreme or somebody as good as Dre out of Milwaukee, it's just a silly talent. Or Claybo, who got about 300 songs. Now what I can do is I can put them with people like my man from St. Louis, you know, Cash. I'm putting with my man Jay Phil, you know, my man Juice, you know, who's a young artist out of Alabama, and the rest is Rico, all these artists, you know what I'm saying, me, H2O, you know, Queen, you know, just so many of y'all, don't be, there's no disrespect if I don't call your name, you know what I'm saying, me, I can put them with these artists, and now they can be regional, you know what I'm saying, he can get some of St. Louis fans, he can get some of Detroit fans, he can get some Boogeyman fans, you know, they can get some of, you know, Bonds fans out of New York, you know what I mean, so we got a collage of people who come from different regions. Now they can be heard more than in Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody heard some of them dudes in Milwaukee on Bond's record and he playing it in Queens, them niggas like, man, yo, son, who's that nigga, yo? You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, that's Supreme.
Right.
You know, or here in Detroit, they on the east side, they like, damn, Fifth, who is that? Oh, that's that nigga from Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? Or Jay Fifth, you know, he get on the song with Supreme. And niggas say, damn, Supreme, who is that nigga? Or H2 and Dutch get on the song together, you know? And then, you know what I'm saying, everybody's like, you know, what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? So now each region, each artist can deal with each other region, and then they not encapsulated in a small town like Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? And then another thing is that the guys in Milwaukee, the executives, they got to quit being COOs. You know what CEO is, right? The chief executive officer. You know what a COO is? Chief Operation Officer, nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's what they are, they COOs. You know what I'm saying? And start learning the business and getting the book and read it and don't just go off the muscle all the time. You know what I mean? It's cool to study. You know, you gotta have a PhD, you know, player hustler's degree. You know, you gotta have a degree in hustling. You know what I'm saying? And you got to know how to work your plan and plan your work. You know what I'm saying? A man who failed to plan to fail. So, you know, it is my duty to teach everybody in Milwaukee, you know what I'm saying, how to get this game. I'm dealing with corporate America. I'm dealing with Simon & Schuster. You know, I didn't deal with HBO. I didn't deal with all these big companies, you know what I'm saying? And I'm straight from the ghetto. You know, but when I talk to them people, I got the proper diction. You know, I go get me a dictionary. I learn vocabulary words. You know, I go and I study books. I read to show myself approved, because leaders are readers. You have to study. And then when you go in there and you talk and they're using all these big words, you going back to back with them. Now they're gonna have respect for you. But if you don't have the diction or the language to speak to these companies, what they're gonna do, they're gonna either, you know, tell you, man, get this gig man fool up out of my office, or they're gonna run some game on you. They're gonna say he's talented, but we're gonna beat him.
Right. Undervalue you. And
So the first thing that my brothers in Milwaukee have to do if they want to make it, is they got to study. Or they come to the Hip-Hop Fraternity and I teach them. We got Hip-Hop Fraternity in Milwaukee. Y'all welcome to come.
That's real. Yeah, I need to tap into the Hip-Hop Fraternity here in the A. I know
You a member.
Yeah.
You already remember.
I mean, coming up. Coming up though, being real, like coming up, we would always. I mean, I would always say, like, when I was young, I wanted to work at Def Jam. That was a dream, but we didn't have nobody that we ever seen that was doing, you know, any of that. So I always said that after I did make those type of achievements, that I would, you know, step back, go back and give back, you know what I'm saying, and be able to give people that was just like me an opportunity to be able to, you know, step into those same type of, you know, opportunities and things like that. So,
and that's what we're doing at the Hip Hop Fraternity. We're giving back. You know, she's the VP. She's the communication.
Financial director.
She's the financial director.
Director DJ behind
Money Now is he's the head of our DJs. Mike is the head of studio.
Content curator.
Yeah, we got Boogeyman with the record label.
So the point that I'm trying to make is that when I found these kids, you know, they was doing their thing, I gave them responsibility. I put them in leadership positions, and now they're able to lead. You know, she just her and Queen throwed a beautiful thing where they honor me. You know, I was so impressed because I'm seeing my work. You know, I'm seeing them using my tactics. You know what I'm saying? I said, wow, you know what I'm saying? They learned from me. So I was able to teach them vicariously through my actions. You know what I'm saying? So now, you know what I mean? Queen and Jessica know how to put together a beautiful situation. You know? You know what I'm saying? That's our thing here. Your skill set is your asset. Absolutely. So, you know what I mean? You know, that's how you help them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, the artist, you know, him. straight food. When I say food, this a capital F. Food with capital F. Straight Crip out of LA. Like Compton. Nutty Block Crip. I sent him to Milwaukee on the whim. I said, go start a Hip-Hop Fraternity chapter. He got one of the second biggest chapters in the whole Hip-Hop Fraternity. I put him in a position of leadership. I believed in him. I trusted him. And every time he act crazy, I never go off on him. You know,
he lying like a motherfucker.
Now, I took him, I had to take the mic from him at KOD because he was talking some stuff that was incriminating. But that's the only time that, you know, I ever, you know, had to really step in and be really forceful with him because it was like, bro, listen, you don't want to go to penitentiary. And if we're going to do what we're going to do, let's do it. We ain't got to talk about it. That's what I was trying to show him. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. But that's the only time. Other than that, you know what I'm saying? Oh, dog, I ain't gonna talk about the other thing. Yeah, this nigga's a fool. You was in Milwaukee with him. Hey, he's a fool. But I said, hey, but congratulations, man. Yeah. He started the temple. He started the chapter. And he helped start the radio last night. Yeah. Him, P, Dutch, Queen, and Jessica, you know, and Mallory. You know what I'm saying? They you know, they said, man, they took the initiative. So I'm proud of them, man. They like leaders, man. Like,
no, we got the Hip-Hop Radio. HHFradio.com.
Okay.
And Marvin, my brother, Marvin
shows on the radio station, and then it's gonna work into a podcast.
And my brother Marvin, he had the Anointed Pages magazine, and so you know, it was a gospel magazine. He said, man, listen, I got experience with. They had a very successful magazine. He said, man, what I want to do, because you know, Hype magazine is our official magazine too. So you know, we mess with Hype magazine. Jamelia, she's also, Jay is also
Hype magazine.
She's also on our board as well. But Marvin was like, Ken, listen, you know what I'm saying? I think it's enough room for Jay, us, and Elevation. You know, all of us can, you know, fit into that space. So he said he want to do something that kind of like punctuate our artists, you know what I'm saying? Me, the artist that's at the HHL, you know, specifically, and it's with the total narrative of what we're trying to do to have a collage of things going on simultaneously so we can take over the entire industry. Mm-hmm. And you know, that's our objective, is to take over. Mm-hmm. You know, so, you know, that fits the narrative. Okay. Him having a magazine, them having a radio station, you know, we having HHF TV, you know, HHF DJs with DJ Money now. You know, the hiphopfraternity.com.
Which is a social
and we got conferences too.
Definitely.
That's what's up.
Conferences.
We got series dropping.
A couple more things I want to tap into on Milwaukee. So like, you know, Milwaukee's one of the first cities I feel like to popularize festivals, you know, with having like Jam for Peace, you know, Summerfest, you know, things like that. Can you talk about that a little bit? And then can you explain to people what traffic is? Because I brought somebody from out of town in
like
Milwaukee,
road traffic,
and you know, like how after the clubs we be out in traffic on Fond du Lac, on Capitol, like all riding around like the boulevards, and like how you wouldn't even go to the clubs, but you would be outside and just dip in traffic.
Oh yeah, man, that was the craziest shit ever, man. Like, I used to see all these dudes from Milwaukee, man, they just be riding around in their cars, they be going in circles. Yeah. I'm like, where you niggas going?
You know? Riding on the curves, just riding on the
curves. We was doing the ghost, the whip, and all that before these dudes in Oakland was. I mean, literally, it's like, you know, dudes would have jewelry on, they be just riding. You know, I never understood that. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, they see me in traffic, you know, it was always, I was in traffic.
Right.
You know, I'm like $200,000 Benzes, you know. That's what I came out, you know what I mean? And I want to say this too, you know, to my brothers in Milwaukee that's doing good, you know, that's got real estate, that's got daycares and all that stuff. I want to say, man, I commend you brothers for realizing that it's another legitimate hustle where they can ride the fine cars.
Absolutely.
Because we was doing it back in the day, and everybody know that I had several daycares and real estate, you know, and that's how I was able to be in the game and still ride slick, because whenever the police get in my business, they say I was totally legit. Mm-hmm. So you know what I'm saying? So yeah, they still be riding and doing traffic and stuff like that. I think they do it here sometimes too, don't they?
Yeah. I haven't really seen them much here like that. Not like in the not like the mill where like they close off gas stations.
Oh yeah, we close off gas stations.
You know what I'm saying? The boulevard be closed off. You know what I'm saying?
The police
Right.
got you down.
Man, come on.
And the
Right over
police,
there
you know
on
what the
Capitol,
police
right
do?
over there by
The
the
police, all they
Popeyes.
do is stand there and watch. That was
They
crazy.
used to
On
be
Fond du
scared.
Lac,
They
yeah.
see us and, you know, they hands-on with a lot of us, so
Oh,
they
yeah.
know they go, man, watching out.
For sure.
Yeah.
But Ken, anything else you working on? Anything else that you wanna talk about?
Well, yeah, man, I just like to let people know if they want to get my book, The 48 Laws of Power, the 48 Laws of Game. If they want to get my other book, The Art of Human Chess, they can either go to thehiphopfraternity.com and hit the link books, and they can get it there, or they go to audible.com, or they can go to amazon.com, type in my name, Pimpin Ken, and my books, both are my bestsellers. We have audiobook books. I prefer them to get the audiobook because that way they can listen to it right now, and they can look at all the stars that we got, all of the, the comments. People love the books, you know what I mean? One thing, I write books like, when Robert Greene wrote the 48 Laws of Power, I wrote the 48 Laws of Game. I wanted to do a parody to those books and teach brothers game, the same game he taught them, but with real life situations. Art of War, I wanted to teach brothers how to go to war, how to become thinkers, you know what I'm saying? How to become mastermind, how to maneuver, how to strategize. I wanted to teach them, so that's why I did the book, The Art of Human Chess, because a lot of people, they don't know it. If they read my books, it will literally change their life. This ain't no selling. Everybody that ever read my book, just go read the comments. You got lawyers, doctors, they say, man, you changed my book because God blessed me with a good mind. You know what I'm saying? My mind is progressive, man. I could think through that wall, bro. I could tell you what's on the other side of that wall. That's how deep I think. So, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times I'm transparent. So when I regurgitate, or when I let things out, I let everything out, and I give it to you in the raw, and I break it down step by step. No other author does it like that. That's why I'm such a sought after author, because don't nobody give it to you like I give it to you. Like you said, you can ask me any question. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna answer it. It's gonna be funny. Some of it gonna be rhymes, because that's how my mind think. I might say a rhyme now. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, that's one of the things I want to say. And I wanted to tell everybody to join the hiphopfraternity.com, to join the radio station, you know what I'm saying? To submit your music. We got a social media. When they go to the hiphopfraternity.com, you can upload music, you can upload pictures, you can correspond, Ice-T on the board, Ice-T on there, Mystikal, you can kick it with them. It's just like Instagram and Facebook. We built, thanks to Dutch, we built our own social media. We got our own radio station. Marvin got the magazine coming. We've had to have HHF TV coming. And every Monday, right now we're at Whiskey Teas. Just come to Whiskey Teas. The address is 3573 Highway 138, Stockbridge, Georgia. But we do move. The reason why we move a lot, people say, why y'all moving so much? Because the police is really trying to catch us. You know what I'm saying? We're really running from the police. I'm just kidding. We move because we always outgrow whatever we get. Wherever we go, we outgrow it. Seriously. Can't no facility. We started in my condo at 20. No, don't put my address in. We ain't over there no more. Now, hey, we done blew up now. Niggas might try to put me in the truck. And y'all know, y'all put me in the truck, I ain't giving y'all shit. I said, y'all gonna have to kill me. I ain't got nothing for you.
Murder gang, boy, you play with you.
All right, Pimpin Ken, before we sign off, 2 more Milwaukee questions. Can you just tell me some of your favorite clubs that you went to back in your day in Milwaukee, and a few of your favorite restaurants in Milwaukee?
Okay, well, my favorite club was Mr. J's, because when I was 16, I was able to sneak up in. Then I liked the Chocolate City. My man Sonny, he owned both of them. He was a black club owner. And we used to go to the other one downtown. I think it was called the Upstairs and Downstairs. It was amazing for me to see a black club owner with those type of clubs. It was like some real big clubs. And my favorite restaurant, of course, everybody go to Michael's. You know what I'm saying? That's where everybody in the hood go to. It's a Greek restaurant, but we think we're going to like a 5-star restaurant. It's really a 3-star, but we think we're doing something big because they got lobster chops. It's like, you know what I'm saying? So Josh Stacy,
man,
that's the soul food. Bungalow, my man Milton. Shout out to Milton. Bungalow, and my other favorite club. This gonna shock you. When I first came out the penitentiary was CC. Because that's where all the gangsters hang on. I love it because all the killers all the drug dealers, everybody hung out there. So what I used to do, I used to go to CC's, and everybody will tell you about this story. I used to go there at 6 o'clock. I used to take my pistol to the toilet, and I would go in there, and when everybody go, I sneak in there later on, and I get my pistol, just like in the movie The Godfather, and I have my pistol in the club. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was just that type of club where you had to be strapped at all times. And I don't know, I guess I was like some kind of freak for violence or something back then. I liked the wild shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, you know, one of my friends got shot in there, my man Tank. He got shot, you know, accidentally. And from then on, I never, you know, wanted to be around that kind of stuff no more.
Yeah.
It changed my life, you know what I'm saying? Because he got shot for nothing. Like, he literally got accidentally shot. And then I realized, I said, man, I'm around all these killers and these gangsters. I can get killed, but that was my favorite club. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No pun intended, I met his mama there. That's where we met at.
Word.
CC. No, I'm not trying to embarrass.
Shit, you ain't embarrassing me. I come from the game. Niggas know
That's all good.
My mama come from this shit. What's happening?
Any other shout outs you want to give, Pimpin Ken?
Oh man, shout out to Hip-Hop Fraternity.
HHL.
Yes, man. Appreciate you jumping off the porch.
Oh yeah,
with
shout
us,
out to
man.
Big Jigs. We finna do a little video shoot for him. Don't make me come and see about you. So you know what I'm saying? Me shout out to Big Jig. You know what I'm saying? Me, we all here. We shoot for those who are here with your coat stay. We're gonna go shoot Big Jig video. We can shoot outside. We can shoot anywhere. And if you ain't got your coat, stay. So you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So that's the next move. And shout out to my man Vado. And, oh yeah, I want everybody. Hey, I'm still online?
Yeah. You
okay, shout out to Boosie for giving me an opportunity and giving Steve an opportunity to do his deal. Shout out to Ice-T, shout out to Master P, shout out to Corey, shout out to all the people who working with us in that area. You know, shout out to Hot Boy Turk, you know what I mean? And you know, just shout out to Arcanelli. We also at KOD's on Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? You know, shout out to H2O and Boogeyman and Mike and all of them that couldn't get in the thing. You know what I'm saying? Boogeyman, that's my main man. He ride with me every Monday and Tuesday we together. And what's today? Friday?
Yeah,
Saturday? So he with me today, Saturday too. So we ride and we get a chance to talk, man. So, you know.
HHL.
Young Bleed. Oh, shout out to Ice-T. Ice-T was the first celebrity to give us a commercial and join the Hip-Hop Fraternity.
That's what's up.
Yeah, shout out to Ice-T. Yeah, shout out to Mystikal, he's on the board. Shout out to Slab for MG. Trillville on the board. You know, we got a lot of heavy hitters, you know what I'm saying, in the music industry that's on the board. And shout out to all my artists who gonna do their damnest to be the next one to blow in the big thing coming out. Because we're gonna have at least, I'm predicting 5 platinum artists by the end of this year, by the end of 2022.
Shout out to you, man.
Yeah,
Shout out to Pimpin Ken.
Shout out Pimpin Ken, Milwaukee legend.
Hey, shout out to this mask I'm finna put on before I catch COVID. DGB. Hey, my man, I wouldn't do this for nobody else, man. This is a lot of COVID in this motherfucker. But I'm doing it for y'all. So y'all know y'all special.
That's what's up.
You on the porch, baby.